Live from Vintage Throne Stadium in Springwater Township, Baycats TV presents the Intercounty Baseball League. Tonight, it's Pack the Park Night, presented by Zenitech, and a great crowd on hand to see the Guelph Royals and the Barrie Baycats. Hi again, everybody, with Julius Hern. I'm Ben Davy. Tonight, the first of a 4-game homestand for the Baycats that begins and ends with this team here tonight, the Guelph Royals. They have been consistently good over the first half, getting it done with pitching and defense. Tonight, Julius, a bullpen game for the Royals as they start with a reliever. Yuki Narita gets the ball and some very well-rested arms behind him to follow.
Well, Narita is a guy that's, not unfamiliar with being a starter. He was a starter for the majority of the 2023 season, but this will be his first start for the Royals in 2024, and he's facing a Baycats offense that has been on fire lately, and especially with the long ball. 8 home runs in their last 5 games, and when you compare that to the month of June, just 6 home runs total during that month. So these guys are getting it done, slugging the ball. It's going to be a great matchup, see what they can do against a bullpen for the Guelph Royals.
And a huge crowd on hand here tonight, this evening, for Pack the Park Night. Let's give you the starting lineups tonight, and to bring us those, we go next door and join public address announcer Rob Daniels.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, welcome to Vintage Throne Stadium for season number 23 of Barrie Baycats Baseball. Tonight is our Pack the Park game presented by Zenitech, and it features the visiting Guelph Royals and your Barrie Baycats. Here are the starting lineups. First for the Guelph Royals, managed by Dino Romel. Batting first in center field, number 8, J.D. Williams. Batting second, the second baseman, number 35, Blake Simpson. Batting third in right field, number 11, Andy Leader. Batting fourth, playing third base, number 4, Garrett Takamatsu. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 44, Franklin Torres. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 15, Josh Garton. Batting seventh in left field, number 28, Ethan Hammond. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 7, David Stanley. And batting ninth at shortstop, number 5, Brando LaRue. Pitching tonight for the Royals, number 19, Yuki Narita. And now, the starting lineup for your Barrie Baycats, managed by Josh Matlow. Batting first, playing center field, number 9, Canis Ejo. Batting second, the shortstop, number 11, Brandon Hernandez. Batting third, the catcher, number 55, Hayden Jaco. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 20, Nolan Macabroda. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 27, Ryan Rio. Batting sixth, playing third base, number 29, Malik Williams. Batting seventh at second base, number 26, Adam Odd. Batting eighth in right field, number 2, Ricky Phillips. And batting ninth in left field, number 47, Brad McQuinn. Pitching tonight for your Baycats, number 39, Cesar Rosado. Here are the umpires for tonight's ball game. Calling the balls and strikes behind home plate, Jared Merkley. Handling first base, Preston Hughes. And at third base, Ryan Jackson. Welcome to our Pack the Park game, presented by Zenitech. Get ready for an evening packed with baseball, games, and prizes. On top of that, each fan in attendance tonight will be receiving a free car wash. A big thank you to Zenitech for making tonight's excitement possible here at Vintage Throne Stadium. Let's pack the park and make it a night to remember. Fans, at this time, we ask you to please rise if you are able to, and kindly remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Car Wash Services, proudly serving Barrie with 2 collision locations, 1 auto glass center and 1 car wash. We'd like to welcome to the mound for the ceremonial first pitch, Greg Sherman. Greg Sherman is the business development manager at Zenitech, who's been with the company for an impressive 15 years. Greg is hoping the first pitch is his ticket to join the Baycats team. No pressure, Greg. Here we go, Greg. It is your pitch.
Great job, Greg, and a pretty good opening toss to Ryan Rio, handling the duties behind the plate. And our thanks to Zenitech for sponsoring tonight's game. Pack the Park.
Thank you, Greg Sherman
all the seats are full
Zenitech.
already. Julian, I see people standing down the outfield lines. This is, without a doubt, the biggest crowd we've had so far this year.
Absolutely. They took Pack the Park maybe literally tonight, and this is incredible to see, especially for a Thursday night, not even a weekend afternoon game on a Thursday night in July. This is incredible to see.
Hopefully we have no collisions on the field, but if we do, at least the collision experts are here. So
exactly.
We're going to be talking to them in the top of the 3rd inning, and what a great night for baseball here at Vintage Throne Stadium. Let's look at the lineup for Dino Ramel's Guelph Royals. It's J.D. Williams, veteran, leading off, and in center field, Blake Simpson at second base, batting second. Andy Leader in right field bats third. The cleanup man, former Toronto Maple Leaf Garrett Takamatsu. Franklin Torres is the catcher, batting fifth, a newcomer. He'll make his IBL debut today. Josh Garton at first base, bat sixth. It's Ethan Hammond in left, batting seventh. DH is David Stanley. And Brando LaRue, the shortstop and number 9 hitter for the Royals.
And on the mound for the Barrie Baycats is first-year IBL pitcher Cesar Rosado, who has been absolutely dominant this year with the Baycats. He'll be starting the All-Star game this Saturday in Welland. He comes in with a 5-1 record. That one loss was in Guelph July 7th, a 4-inning outing for him, giving up 4 earned runs and 6 hits, his only loss of the year. But other than that, he has been stellar, a 2.47 ERA, only inflated by that one outing. And in his 40 innings pitched, he's come up with 60 strikeouts, leading the IBL in strikeouts per 9.
Our home plate umpire tonight is Jared Merkley. Preston Hughes behind the bag at first, and it's Ryan Jackson handling duties at third. J.D. Williams, the center fielder, will step in, and Cesar Rosado, as mentioned, will make his 11th appearance of the season and his 8th start. And a great crowd, as mentioned, on hand here at Vintage Throne Stadium. A lot of Guelph fans here as well, making the trip up the 400 tonight, as Rosado from the stretch looks in, kicks, and the first pitch of the game is a called strike on the outside corner. We are underway. 7:40 at the ballpark in Midhurst. Second offering from Rosado. Foul back to the screen.
I mentioned Rosado is going to be starting the All-Star game on Saturday. This man at the plate will be as well. J.D. Williams is going to be one of the starting outfielders for the North team Saturday in Welland, the All-Star Showdown. It's going to be a really exciting day. I'm really looking forward to it, Ben.
Williams hitting .293. Behind in the count here, 0-2. Pitch from Rosado. And it's a called strike 3. Brought to you by IMP North. 1 out in the top of the first.
Give you the defense for the Barrie Baycats. Behind Cesar Rosado will be Brad McQuinn in left field, Kenise Ejo in center, Ricky Phillips in right. On the infield will be Malik Williams getting back-to-back starts at third base, and Brandon Hernandez back at short. Adam Odd back in the lineup after a scary collision in Welland last weekend, and Noah Macabrota, another all-star named yesterday, and Hayden Jaco will be behind the dish.
Baycats strikeouts tonight brought to you by Zenitech. First pitch on the way to Blake Simpson, and it's a called strike, 4 in a row from Cesar Rosado. Gotta love the strikeout to walk ratio from him this year, 2-1 exactly. 60 strikeouts, 30 walks.
That might be the only blemish on his season thus far. I mentioned earlier that he's leading the IBL in strikeouts per 9, but he's also leading the IBL in walks per 9. Not necessarily a category you want to be put in, but still working this season for Rosado.
And he's behind on the count now, 2-1. Cesar Rosado, Frank Garces, and Juan Benitez, the 3 starters in the Baycats rotation this season. Brilliant record combined of 14-2. Starting pitching has not been a concern this year here in Barrie, as Rosado falls behind 3 balls and a strike.
Well, it's funny that Rosado, we mentioned this would be his 11th appearance and only his 8th start. A few of those coming out of the appearances coming out of the bullpen earlier in the season, where Josh Mallett was really trying to figure out how he wanted to order up his rotation, because you know the reputation of Frank Garces, but when you got Benitez and Rosado pitching like they have, it makes it a tough decision.
Grounder to second. Adam Odd has that skip off his glove. And safely aboard is Blake Simpson for the first runner of the game for the Royals. That'll be an error on Odd. And Simpson is aboard.
8th error of the season there for Adam Odd. Not a good way for him to make his return to the lineup. It looked like a relatively easy play, but he was ranging to his left and tried to scoop it up. Just wasn't able to come up with it. Not sure if it was maybe a tough hop for him as it was getting closer.
So the veteran Andy Leader struggled in the first half. Man, that's just a .200 average through 9 games. As Simpson leads, and the first pitch misses. 1-0 to Leader.
Well, Leader, a multiple-time All-Star with the Kitchener Panthers, got traded over to the Royals earlier this season. Just his 10th game in the blue. But it seems like he's still trying to get accustomed to his new surroundings.
Yeah, a few new guys in this Guelph lineup this season. Some good additions, as it's a called strike. A big lead by Simpson. No throw down. Simpson has 1 stolen base in 1 attempt. Playing in just his 6th game. Leader with a 1-1 count. Rosado checks the runner. Being held on by Macabrota. 1-1 pitch. Curveball, and it gets over for a strike. 1-2. Simpson, the runner at first, 1 out. We're in the top of the first inning. Royals and Baycats. Pitch from Rosado as the runner goes. There's a swing and a miss. The throw down. The tag. Not in time. So it's a strikeout brought to you by Zenitech. And a stolen base for Blake Simpson. And now he's called out. Interference, the call. Catcher's interference at home plate, I believe, on the throw down. So that'll do it for the Royals in the top of the first inning. Still no score. Baycats and Royals. We're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
The best of the Intercounty Baseball League descend on the Rose City on July 20th as the 2023 Dominico Cup champion Welland Jackfish and Welland Stadium host the 2024 Intercounty Baseball League All-Star Showdown and Home Run Derby.
From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park.
Hi, I'm Chrissy Fans from 400 Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Moving.ca. For all your moving needs for over 35 years, Moving.ca. The original two men who just happen to be small, who make moving stress-free. Two small men with big hearts moving. We always have a big heart for you at Moving.ca.
At Domino's, mix and match any 2 or more pizzas and sides for just $8.99 each. Like when pizza night's more like pizza and lava cakes night, or pasta and stuffed cheesy bread night, or we're gonna need a bigger table night. Mix and match Canada's favorite pizza and more at Domino's.
Baycats wearing the throwback Thursday Reds. Let's look at their lineup behind Josh Matlow. Kinesijo leading off in center field. Rookie Brandon Hernandez at short bats second. Hayden Jaco, the catcher, bats third. Nolan Macabroda in the cleanup spot tonight. Ryan Rio, DHs and bats fifth. Malik Williams, number 6 hitter at third base. Adam Ahmad, Ricky Phillips, and Brad McQuinn round out Barrie's batting order tonight.
Now on the mound for the Guelph Royals is Yuki Narita, the starter of what looks to be a bullpen day for the Guelph Royals. This will be his 8th appearance of the season. Comes in with 13 2/3 innings under his belt this year, a 2.63 ERA. His whip is just .660 this year. He's been incredible arm out of the bullpen. See how he does, making his first start of the year.
First pitch from Narita. And it's in the dirt, ball one. Narita with a little bit of hesitation on that leg kick. Let's see if that's a common tactic for him tonight. And again, similar delivery. This one's pot foul, and the count is 1-1. Ejo, 357, another outstanding season in center field for the Baycats. Called strike, 1-2.
Well, it couldn't have been a better start to last night's game for Kinesijo. Led off the game with a home run, just the 3rd pitch of the game at Christie Pitts.
Pops it up, and that will find the spectators as it bounces off the metal bleachers, first base side. Only concern for Ejo might be the high strikeout total, 24. That's highest on the Baycats, but you'll definitely take that with the other offensive numbers that he puts up.
He's put up 7 RBI in his last 4 games. That includes 2 home runs.
16 on the season, so that tells you how hot he's been as of late. Chopped on the ground, and it's over to the coach's box on the third base side. Andrew White will pocket that. One ball and 2 strikes. Narita with the leg kick and the delivery. It's a slow off-speed pitch, and it glances off the top of Ejo's bat and caroms off the screen.
This is the first appearance in a game for Narita in 9 days. Last one was July 9th in Welland in a 3-0 loss for the Royals. Pitched a clean 2/3 of an inning. Only had to face 1 batter, so they got a caught stealing in there.
Pitch is high, and the count is 2-2. Good at bat here by Kinesijo. Yeah, these Guelph pitching arms are well rested. They haven't played since Sunday. Royals often play home games on Tuesday nights, so they're really the only team that has that early week game scheduled the first part of the week. This one on the ground is short. LaRue has to hustle, makes the throw, and it's in time to catch the speedy Kadesijo one down. Let's look at the defense behind Yuki Narita and the Royals.
For the Royals in the outfield from left to right, it'll be Ethan Hammond, J.D. Williams, and Andy Leader. Meanwhile, on the infield, it'll be Garrett Takamatsu getting the start at third, Brando LaRue at short. Blake Simpson at second base, Josh Garden at first, and Franklin Torres making his IBL debut behind the dish.
So Brandon Hernandez for the Baycats, the rookie, wearing number 11. It's just his 6th game, but what an impact he has made. A 400 average, 8 hits already and 20 at-bats. Actually made his IBL debut against the Royals at Hastings Stadium a couple of Tuesday nights ago.
Yeah, first IBL hit in his first at-bat in that game. Didn't have a hit last night, but if you go to the 2 games prior to that, 4 for 6 and 3 for 5.
I think he got a hit on his first pitch in that at-bat, if I'm not mistaken. Foul back to the screen.
Just a nice little line drive to right field. Couldn't ask for anything better.
Yeah, you were there.
Yeah, we were there.
Yeah, I forgot you were at that game. We rode the bus down together. That's how crazy my memory is. I couldn't even remember how I got down to that game. I rode the bus with you. Called strike 3. Hernandez didn't think so. He looks back at umpire Jared Merkley and heads to the dugout. Hayden Jacob. Yeah, a lot of Tuesday nights on the schedule in Guelph at Hastings Stadium, and you got to wonder what kind of challenges that might pose, especially for the pitchers, and maybe it's even more incredible how good the pitching has been for Guelph this season, among the best in the IBL. But when you don't get that stretch of days at the start of the week, a lot of teams kind of get the Monday through Wednesday off to get their pitching set for the weekend, and the Royals often don't get that because they have a game at home on Tuesday nights many weeks.
Well, they were set to play with the Jackfish at home on Tuesday. They had that game rained out with all the wet weather in southern Ontario earlier this week. This is their first game since Sunday against the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, the rainouts and the rescheduled games can really...
Jacob's been one of those guys all season where climbing the offensive leaderboards at some points this year. He's been the IBL leader in batting average and on-base percentage. That's how hot he's been to start the year.
And again, a pop-up and a chance for a fan to make a nice catch. And it's right into a glove. A young man with a gray hoodie had his glove on, and he was ready for that. I always tell my friends and anybody that's coming out to a Baycats game, bring your glove. Lots of foul balls end up in the spectator area and here behind home plate, but also down the lines as well. And we've seen some really nice catches here.
I know you're a glove guy. I'm not. I'm fine with catching a bare hand foul ball. I've done it many times.
Yeah. Two balls, two strikes. Pitch from Narita, and it's a little flare to the shortstop. Catch is made by Brando LaRue. 3 up, 3 down goes Barrie in the bottom of the first. Scoreless here at Vintage Throne Stadium. You're watching Baycats TV, Rogers TV, and Barrie.
From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May.
Design, supply, build, renovate.
We go to the top of the second inning. Royals, Baycats, scoreless, and due up for Guelph, Garrett Takamatsu, Franklin Torres, and Josh Garton.
The third baseman, number 4, Garrett Takamatsu.
Takamatsu, the former Toronto Maple Leaf, suiting up for the Royals here in 2024 and a .281 average through 17 games. Beautiful night at the ballpark here in Springwater as the stadium lights come on. Don't need them quite yet, but lots of sunshine here tonight. This one popped up. Another one near you. That one was a little bit higher.
We're going to get a foul ball one of these days.
And you're going to have barehanded because you don't bring your glove.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't bring my glove, but I really don't need to. I'm pretty well protected here. But
I'm always ready to reach over the railing and pick one up. Don't worry.
Pitch is low. So Rob Daniels and I went to Comerica Park in Detroit on Saturday to see Shohei Ohtani and the Los Angeles Dodgers. And we had everything. Sunscreen. Rob had a backpack full of merch that he wanted to get signed. And the only thing we forgot was our gloves. Neither of us brought a glove. But there were no balls hit near us all game, so we were fine. This one hit to right field. Down the line. And it'll land in foul territory. A sprinting Ricky Phillips, as fast as he is, couldn't get there in time. That just didn't hang up quite long enough.
I would imagine, like, if tough play in foul territory that he had to go in so far and to his left to get there, I would imagine if he made a diving attempt at it, he probably would have had a pretty good chance to snag that. But it drops for strike 2 on Takamatsu.
Yeah, Phillips isn't shifting on him at all. Takamatsu can hit all fields. Behind in the count, 1-2. Rosado deals. And it just missed outside. Jaco framing it. Didn't get the call. And it's 2-2. But we were there Saturday afternoon to see the Tigers and the Dodgers. And Detroit trailing 9-4 in the bottom of the ninth. Scored 5 to tie it. And then won it in walk-off fashion. A 2-run homer. Here's the pitch. And it's high and outside. Pretty exciting game. Most exciting live MLB game I've seen in quite a while.
I've never seen a walk-off Major League Baseball game like live.
Wow. Well, actually, I say it was the most exciting one I've seen in a while. Last summer at Fenway Park, I saw a walk-off grand slam.
There you go. That's perfect.
Red Sox and Royals. So, I mean, this almost topped that. I mean, a 5-run ninth inning. I mean, that's not something you're going to see every day. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch from Rosado, and it's over the screen again.
The only one-up I have on you, and I mentioned this to you before you went to the game, is I've seen Ohtani pitch live.
Yeah.
So, I may not see that until next year. But.
Yeah, he's still a ways. Although I hear that he is throwing, but just no game action for him yet. Oh, and we saw his 200th home run as well.
There you go.
So that was pretty exciting, a milestone homer.
Plus he homered in the All-Star game this past week as well.
Yeah. What a week. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout brought to you by Zenatech, and there's 1 out in the second. Third strikeout already for Cesar Rosado.
Just that high heat from Rosado. Takamatsu is a guy that likes to hit opposite field quite a bit, but he really couldn't catch up to that fastball from Rosado. And a guy that is becoming well known for strikeout numbers this year is racking them up already tonight.
Franklin Torres, his first IBL at-bat. Signed with the Royals just this week. Pulls that bat down low as he waits for the first pitch, and it's outside.
And he's a guy that manager Dina Rommel is extremely excited about, and especially at a premium position like catcher, to have a guy that can hit the ball really well. He was an Angels prospect from 2014 to 2021. Reached as high as AAA in his last year in the minors.
26 years old from Maracay, Venezuela. Two balls and no strikes. Rosado has fallen behind a couple of times, but he has the 3 strikeouts. He's been battling back nicely.
Well, Torres wasn't the only big name that the Royals picked up this week. They also signed Kyle Cush, the brother of Jacob Cush, the current IBL ERA leader.
Baycats saw Jacob Cush in Guelph a couple Tuesdays ago at the game we were at. Pitched another gem. He has got his rhythm going this year.
Well, Cush has yet to pitch on the road yet this year through his 8 starts.
Really?
All of them have been at home.
That's interesting. 2-1 from Rosado, and it's fouled over the screen. Been a busy couple of innings for the kids.
So if Cush happens to pitch in the All-Star game in Welland this Saturday, it'll be the first time IBL fans will see him pitch outside of Hastings Stadium.
That's an interesting observation. Wonder if there's any particular reason for that. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and it's a 1-hopper to short, handled by Hernandez on the hop, makes the throw over, and it's in time for the second out.
Torres got a lot of barrel on that ball, but great defense by Brendan Hernandez made that 1-hopper look easy.
Josh Garton was absolutely drilled with a pitch on his hand. It looked like a lower part of his forearm at Hastings Stadium in Guelph when these teams last met. Great personality, though. He was having fun with the visiting Barrie fans.
He's the fan favorite in Guelph. Like, he's so good with the kids when they round the bases in the middle of the 5th inning. He runs them with them. It was so fun to see.
Well, late in the game, I think it was his last at bat, actually. Instead of the on-deck circle in front of his dugout, he went over to the Baycats on-deck circle, which seemed a little unusual.
Well, he was running over to grab a foul ball.
But he stayed there.
Yeah, he did.
And the Baycat fans were kind of annoyed, playfully annoyed with that, kind of telling him to get back over to his own side, but he was pretending not to hear them. I just made for some of that fun fan-player banter that goes on during a game.
Well, super nice guy. I had a chance to talk to him earlier today. Just asked him about the home run derby that he's going to be in on Saturday. And a guy like him, he's a big guy. If you have a chance to meet him, you can sense his presence right away with just how jacked this guy is.
Yeah, we've seen his power on a number of occasions against the Baycats. And there is one hit to left field. Not that deep. It's caught and dropped by Brad McQuinn, who looked like he had it all the way and just couldn't complete the catch.
Looked like a routine line drive kind of fly ball there for Brad McQuinn. Very often, right around this time of the night, it's so hard to pick up fly balls, especially on that kind of trajectory, because it's right around sunset. The sunset just over the horizon beyond the shrubs on the outside of Vintage Throne Stadium really makes the sky on that trajectory look white, so you can easily lose the ball in that. That probably might be what happened to McQuinn there.
Yeah, that ball didn't have a lot of height to it. It was a hard hit ball, almost kind of on a line. It was right at McQuinn, though, so not to make any excuses for him. Definitely one that he should have caught. And he had it in his glove, just couldn't complete the catch and put the squeeze on it. So 2 errors for Barrie already in this game. And Ethan Hammond will get a chance to capitalize here with a runner on and 2 out.
Well, it's the 4th error of the season for McQuinn. I believe that's the first he's had this year in left field. Most of them he's had already this year have been at second base when he's had starts on the infield.
McQuinn has been one of the more versatile Baycats this season. One of many who have been called upon to play a variety of defensive positions, infield and outfield. Pitch is way outside. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, the only batters to reach so far through first 5 outs for Rosado have both been on the errors.
Adam Odd committed an error with 1 out in the first, but Andy Leader struck out swinging, and catcher's interference on Leader resulted in a caught stealing by Simpson. Let's see if Rosado can end this threat with a strikeout as well. He's behind in the count now, 3-1. Garton has 5 stolen bases in 6 attempts. He runs well for a big man. Does not have a very big lead here as he's being held on by Nolan Macabrota. Here's the pitch, and it's a called strike. So the count is full. Runner will be in motion with 2 away.
Almost looked like Hammond was going for a check swing there. He didn't really offer it too much, but he brought the bat around a little bit. Still in the strike zone nonetheless.
Here comes the crowd behind Cesar Rosado at a 3-2 count with 2 out in the second. Runner goes, payoff pitch, and it's a low ball 4. 2 on for the Royals with 2 out. Third base runner, 2 errors and a walk.
Number 7, David Stanley.
And David Stanley now will try to get Guelph on the board.
Well, the biggest issue for Rosado, I'd say, in his 4-inning outing in Guelph a couple weekends ago, he put up 7 strikeouts, but he also matched that with 7 walks in his 4 innings of work.
Kind of seems to be all or nothing with him as far as the walks and strikeouts. Hard to explain. Not exactly a pitch to contact pitcher.
He always seems to be a guy that focuses on the batter first, and you can tell with the, even when Garten was on first base there, he really paid no attention to him.
Yeah, not paying any attention to him now either. As this one's lined to the second baseman, it's an easy catch for Adamon, and that will do it for the Royals. They strand 2. We played an inning and a half, and we're scoreless at Vintage Throne Stadium. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend. From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. BarrieToday.com. Local news, weather, Baycat scores, and more. BarrieToday.com. Your community, your news.
Bottom of the second inning here at Vintage Throne Stadium, and it's brought to you by JC Unlimited Contracting. Design, supply, and build, renovate, servicing Simcoe region for over a decade.
All right, still looking for our first hit of the ball game from both of these sides. Royals have had some base runners, but unable to score. Baycats looking for their first base runner off pitcher Yuki Narita. And it's the middle of the order. Nolan Macabrota, Ryan Rio, Malik Williams all due up here for Barrie. Macabrota was the final All-Star selected for the North Division. He'll be playing at the All-Star game in Welland on Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening, I guess. So a big honor for the rookie, I'm sure. I think that was that strictly fan voting as well for the last.
I believe so.
The last
it was a fan vote for the last man in.
Yeah, so hats off to all the Barrie fans, I'm sure, that helped get Nolan a nomination.
Well, definitely deserving, hitting .319 this year.
The ground ball between second and short. The off-balance throw is not in time. So there's Barrie's first base runner. Macabrota is aboard.
Well, you just tell how long that ball, how many bounds it took to get to Blake Simpson at second base. He had to make a jump throw effort to get over to first there. But Noah Macabrota running hard beats it out for an infield single. Seems like it took forever to get to Simpson at second.
Ryan Rio, veteran DH. The man on, nobody out, second inning. Fastball, and it's a first pitch strike. Rio's average down to 192. He had an 0 for 4 against Toronto. Swings and misses. No balls, 2 strikes.
Great breaking ball there from Narita. This is a guy with a massive pitch mix. You're going to see maybe 6 different pitches from the Japanese right-hander.
Oh-2 from Narita. And he stays alive with a foul back to the screen. Fun fact about these Baycats throwback uniforms that they wear on Thursday. The fans love these red uniforms. They bring back so many memories of the championship teams from 05 and from the previous decade as well. That incredible run of 6 straight championships. But when the Baycats won their first championship in 05, right here at what was then called Barrie Metal Stadium, they weren't wearing these red uniforms. They were wearing a navy blue, and the lettering on the back said Baycats. They didn't have the names on the back of the jerseys. It was just Baycats in big letters on the back. That's a called strike 3, and Rio goes down looking. So it was a navy blue jersey that they wore with the old Baycat crest with the wave behind the cool cat. And the first Baycats jersey that I can remember, I think they maybe wore the red ones on the road that year or around that time, but
more of an alternate jersey.
It was it was a navy blue at home that they wore when they won their first championship. Kind of like a Cleveland Guardians blue and red scheme.
Yeah, I could see that.
Very similar. There's a pop-up, and the second baseman's over for it on the outfield grass. Making the catch is Blake Simpson. So 2 outs.
Well, the Baycats didn't have player names on the back of the jerseys until last year, the first IBL team to have that. Now you're starting to see it kind of pop up with teams like the Maple Leafs who've kind of rebranded their uniform selection this year.
Yeah, it's just interesting as I watched that 2005 championship game back a week or 2 ago, and I took a closer look at the uniform and seeing the letters Baycats on the back of the uniform. It's not something that I think I've seen with any other team. A hot shot right into the glove of Josh Garton, steps in the bag, and that will do it. So the Baycats strand a runner. We've played 2, and we're still scoreless here at Vintage Throne Stadium. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
For the Baycats in the second, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base.
All right, so actually
Moving.ca. For all your moving needs for over 35 years, Moving.ca. The original 2 men who just happen to be small, who make moving stress-free. 2 small men with big hearts moving. We always have a big heart for you at Moving.ca. The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield. The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room, and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats! From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park.
The third inning of play is presented by Render 3D Quick, the #1 architectural 3D.
To the third inning, and it's the Baycats of the Royals scoreless. Ben Davy along with Julius Hern. We've got Brendo LaRue, J.D. Williams, and Blake Simpson all due up for Guelph here on the top of the third against Cesar Rosado. 3 base runners so far for the Royals in this game, still looking for their first hit off the Dominican right-hander. Leg kick, first pitch, it's on the ground. To second base, Adam Odd gloves that cleanly, makes the throw across, 1 away. And joining us up here in the broadcast booth, we have a couple of friends from Zenitech. This is Zenitech Pack the Park Night. And with us are Sam Sherman, who works in Human Resources, and Megan Brooks from Marketing. Ladies, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
So Sam, first of all, for those who don't, and maybe not heard of Zenitech before, tell us what you guys do.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're actually a family-owned and operated business. We've been in the business now over 32 years. We opened in '92. We are auto glass is kind of our first, we got into the game in auto collision, and then moved into auto glass and car wash. So we're car auto body experts is what we really focus on, and we love being involved in the community, and this is a great night.
So Megan, I'll throw this one over to you. What made you guys, think of partnering with the Baycats? What led you to this point?
Yeah, so I started with Zenitech just under a year ago, and one of the things that they wanted me to do was how can we get out in the community? I mean, we've been in business for 32 years, and everyone typically who knows who Zenitech is within Barrie, but we want to reach out, get out to events, and just do more, essentially. So we know Barrie Baycats is very much involved in the community as well, and this partnership just made sense. So Pack the Park came up, and we just thought it was a perfect fit for everyone to come free admission for the night and enjoy a free baseball game.
Yeah, and with all of, being family, owned and operated, family's a huge part of our business and focus of us, and seeing all these families out here and all the kids playing and the games and getting their tattoos and face paints and everything, it's fantastic, and it's so great to see everybody come out and support the Baycats and learn a little bit about Zenitech at the same time.
Williams hit by a pitch, so 1 on with 1 out for the Royals here in the top of the 3rd inning. It was ball 4 anyway, but that ball glanced off his arm on the way by. We're chatting with Sam Sherman and Megan Brooks from Zenitech, and this has to be the biggest crowd we've seen for sure in 2024, maybe since the return to baseball post-pandemic in 2021. I mean, we had some pretty big playoff crowds here as well, but just a great turnout here tonight. This fly ball goes to left field, and the catch is made. 2 outs in the inning. What led to the Pack the Park idea? Because that's really something that got fans really excited when they found out this was going to be a free baseball game tonight.
Yeah, just chatting with Josh Matlow, the president, it just made sense for us to we were trying to figure out what kind of sponsorship we wanted to do. We're sponsoring the season, but also it just made sense for us to do the Pack the Park especially, and get out in the community, have the fun activities, the games, and whatever for kids. So it just made sense for us to do it.
What led you guys to pick this game in particular?
Well, I mean, it's the perfect night. So,
Absolutely.
I mean, you can't pick the weather, but it really worked out for us this evening for sure, having everybody out here. We've got tons of people that work with us. We have tons of friends and family, and then all of these fans. It's fantastic. I mean, we just really got lucky, I think, is what happened.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Down the right field line and just foul. That was close. First base umpire Preston Hughes right on that ball, signaling a foul, so it's an 0-2 count. So yeah, the weather turned out great. It's a beautiful Thursday evening, middle of July. The kids are out of school, and the word got out pretty quick too, because we started talking about this maybe a little over a week ago, and I am sure we have a lot of people here tonight that have maybe never been to a Barrie Baycat game before. They're getting a chance to see this action for the very first time.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what we wanted.
0-2 the count, and the pitch is in the dirt, and Rosado now with a 1-2 count on Andy Leader.
So you guys have a bunch of activations going on here. What's going on? Can you describe what's going on down the right field line here?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got some games. We got cornhole. We got Connect 4. The kids are loving it. Face paint. We've got tattoos going around. We've got a giveaway actually at the end of the 7th for a signed jersey from everybody on the team. So that's super exciting. Free car washes.
Yeah, we've got 1 year of free car washes to be handed out, and 6 months car wash. 3 months car wash, so we're doing a draw 7th inning.
Yeah, and as always, we've got the lucky row that happens every game. So one row always gets 1 month of car washes, which is awesome.
You got it.
Sounds good. It's a 2-2 count with 2 strikes, and it's on the ground over the glove of Rosado, picked up by Ott, and he steps on the bag for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, thank you so much, ladies, for joining us, and we are so grateful for your support on Pack the Park Night here. Thanks for all that you do, and appreciate you telling us a little bit about Zenatech and your involvement in the community here tonight.
Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
thank you guys. Yes, thank you for having us.
Our pleasure. It is still a scoreless tie. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning at Vintage Throne Stadium. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on ESSA Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park.
At Domino's, mix and match any 2 or more pizzas and sides for just $8.99 each. Like when pizza night's more like pizza and lava cakes night, or pasta and stuffed cheesy bread night, or we're gonna need a bigger table night. Mix and match Canada's favorite pizza and more at Domino's.
Hi, I'm Chrissy Fans from Hern and Barrie Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Welcome back to Vintage Throne Stadium, bottom of the 3rd inning. It's brought to you by Render 3D Quick, the #1 architectural 3D rendering company in Canada, working with thousands of builders, developers, architects, and more.
Zenatech Pack the Park Night and a scoreless tie between the Baycats and the Royals. Still early, bottom of the 3rd. Ricky Phillips comes to the plate for the first time tonight. Great crowd on hand, many of them getting free t-shirts upon arrival. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Might have to check out that Zenatech car wash. I hear it's top line. My car's always filthy after pulling out of the parking lot here after a game. It's just a cloud of dust.
Well, the Zenatech team gave me a free one when I was heading into the park this evening. So
how did you score that? Wow.
They were like, hey, want a free car wash? I was like, yeah, I want a free car wash.
So you got here a little bit before me, so I had to park down at the pavilion tonight. First time, not only this year but ever, that I have had to park in a lot other than the immediate parking area here. I had to go down like on the other side of the volleyball pits. Like you see where they are down the right field. The other side of that's where the pavilion is.
That's crazy. Hey, well, that just goes to show how good of a crowd there is tonight.
How packed the lot was. And I was running a few minutes behind to begin with.
I'll tell you what, this size of crowd is getting me really excited for the playoffs, because I'm really hoping this kind of turnout can be more of a regular thing as we get to the postseason.
Pitch is in the dirt. It's a 2-2 count.
And this especially on a Thursday night, too, not even a weekend afternoon, which is even more impressive.
Yep. Foul back to the screen. Yeah, the night games are really nice, especially in the summertime. You kind of get to see the stadium in both lights. You get the daylight at the end, and then the lights come on, and it's a
golden hour.
Yes. Some fans prefer that rather than just sitting in the scorching hot sun for 3 hours at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But
I'll tell you what, from my experience doing some on-field stuff during the season on the road, doing photography, this is the best time of night to do it, golden hour.
Now imagine what it must have been like back in the day with the early AstroTurf parks like Kansas City, Philadelphia, and
Pittsburgh.
Not only the reporters, but the players obviously playing on that stuff.
Yeah.
Summertime heat. Ball 4. Phillips draws a walk. Second base runner for Barrie of the game. Brad McQuinn, the number 9 hitter, comes to the plate. I've heard stories back in the day where the on-field temperature, some stadiums like Kansas City, it was like 110, 120 degrees. It's just insane having to play in that kind of heat.
It's funny for a city like Kansas City, you expect it more like in Florida or California or Texas.
Well, the Midwest gets some really intense weather and very hot in the summer. Texas played in a stadium without a roof for decades.
Up until a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
McQuinn bunts, and it's foul. Brad McQuinn, one of the better bunters in this Baycat lineup.
Well, I don't know if you remember last time the Baycats were at home, I believe it was against Chatham in that walk-off effort. McQuinn pulled off the bunt with 2 strikes during his plate appearance in the 9th inning.
Surprised all of us. May have even surprised his manager, I'm not sure. But
well, he's hitting well as of late. 2 hits last night in Toronto, and a guy that's really reinvented his swing over the past 4 or 5 months or so.
Thought about bunting again. He pulled it back. Pitch was high. 1-1.
Phillips sitting on 13 steals this year, caught 6 times.
And one of the reasons McQuinn is such a great bunter is he, as you just saw, get himself in position without committing. Runner goes, and it's a fly ball to center field. Phillips is going to have to go back as the catch is made, and fortunately he has lots of time.
Well, Phillips noticed that right away. He slid feet first into second base, popped right up, and was kind of reactionary going right back to first base, realizing that was an easy catch for J.D. Williams.
Boy, I am enjoying 7-year-old Grayson on the PA mic here tonight, doing a great job. Just announced Kenise Ejo. Lots of enthusiasm in that young fan. Baycats would love to give him a nice big inning here with lots of names to announce. 1 on, 1 out. Ejo is 0 for 1 tonight. Ejo, first pitch swinging, it's a foul ball.
Kenise Ejo started every game for the Baycats this season, and at home he's been especially dangerous, an 11.21 OPS through 12 home games this season.
Runner goes. It's a called strike. The throw is in time for the out. Ricky Phillips caught stealing, 2 down.
It didn't look like Phillips had the best lead he probably could have had on that play. It was the throw there from Torres was in plenty of time, and Phillips tried to do that kind of swing move slide around second base, but easy tag, and that's the second out of the inning.
Phillips has been the most aggressive base stealer on the Baycats this season by far, more so even than Ejo. Leading the team with 13 steals, but 7 attempts caught stealing. And down goes Ejo to end the third. So we have played 3, and we are still scoreless between the Royals and the Baycats. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV Barrie.
From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on ESSA Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May.
$12. You can also get your tickets now online for tonight's draw. Details at barriebaycats.com/50/50. The fourth inning of play is presented by Clarkson Bins and Junk Removal.
To the fourth we go. Ben Davy, Julius Hern. It's Pack the Park Night presented by Zenitech. You can see on that shot there a great turnout as these stands are full tonight for this game between the Royals and the Baycats. Free game, the one and only absolutely free regular season game for fans here in Barrie to enjoy. Of course, kids are always free here at the ballpark, but tonight free for everyone. What a great idea. I think this should become an annual thing here at the ballpark. One game on the schedule. Anybody can just show up, no tickets required. Just come and enjoy a nice, fun family night of baseball.
It's been incredible turnout, that's for sure.
A high fly ball to right field. That'll stay in the park. Phillips has it, one out. I mean, the great thing about a night like this is that you can invite your whole street. You're part of a club, a church group, you name it. Just everybody hop in your car and come out to the park. No need to buy tickets in advance or anything. And it doesn't matter the size of your group. Earlier you get here, the better seats you get.
I was telling as many people as I could throughout the week that, hey, come out to the park on Thursday. It's free.
This is Franklin Torres. First pitch swinging. It's to third. Malik Williams. Long throw. It's a strong one, and it's in time for the out. Two quick outs for Cesar Rosado. And Josh Garton comes to the plate.
Well, nice play there from Malik Williams, a guy who's been struggling with some minor injuries over the last month or so. He had a hamstring injury that cleared up a couple weeks ago, but since then he's had a knee issue, a little bit of an MCL sprain. But still playing through it, getting the start last night and tonight at third base instead of regular DH spot that he's seen over the last couple weeks.
First pitch to Garton. Taking all the way, it's a strike. Garton hitting .313, 0 for 2 in their 5-1 win over the Leafs on Sunday afternoon. Now, both these teams coming off wins over Toronto. The Leafs are really struggling. Serious jeopardy of that number 9 spot in the standings, which would eliminate them.
Garton 25 strikeouts this season to just 10 walks.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Garton. Rosado deals, and that hit him on the right forearm, which I think may have been the exact spot or darn close to it where he was hit a couple of Tuesday nights ago. If so, that has got to be hurting right now.
Well, I don't recall. It wasn't Rosado who hit him a couple weeks ago in Guelph, but yeah, you're absolutely right. That looked like definitely close to at least if not the same spot that he was hitting Guelph in the last matchup.
And as he did that night, he sprinted to first base. So gotta love that determination and that energy from Josh Garton.
Well, the night before the last matchup that was in Guelph, they played Hamilton, and late in the game, Garton got hit by a pitch, and he tossed his bat high in the air back to the Guelph dugout and then sprinted to first base. Wasn't nearly as close of a call as those last two on the forearm. It was more, lower body, but yeah, he was definitely enthusiastic about it, I'll tell you that.
Well, that was the 4th time he has been hit by a pitch this season. Twice against the Baycats. That's a called strike to Ethan Hammond. Hammond reached on a walk in the second inning. 5 base runners tonight for the Royals, but still zeros on the scoreboard. Garton leads. 1-1 pitch, and it misses low. 2-1.
And 2 errors, 2 hit batsmen, and a walk. With the defense behind Rosado, other than those 2 errors, have been
Baycats very fortunate that the Royals have been unable to capitalize on some of these chances here in this game. They've had base runners every inning. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Some high heat from Cesar Rosado, and the count is 2-2.
Just like the last time Gart was on base, Rosado paying no mind to the runner at first base. And Gart, with, we mentioned it earlier, as big as he is, he's got 7 stolen bases.
Rosado struck out 2 in the first, 1 in the second. And that one just off the plate.
Pardon me,
Count
that's
is full.
5 stolen bases for Garden. Still a guy you wouldn't think that he'd be a threat to steal, but man with plenty of experience, he knows how to get a good jump. No hold on him from Macabrota at first. He'll be off on the pitch on a full count.
Rosado to the belt. Glove up high now. Looks in. Kicks and fires. Runner goes, and it's way outside. That one just got away from him. Ball 4. The inning will continue. 2 on, 2 out. And much like the second inning, it's David Stanley to bat here with 2 on and 2 out.
Second walk of the game for Hammond. And you mentioned it right there. It's kind of playing out exactly like the second inning did. Garten reaches with 2 out, and then right after, Hammond draws the walk.
See if he hits a line drive to second. Adam Odd back toward the outfield grass. Got a piece into the glove, strike 1. Rosado. Come set. Here it is. Swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes.
Well, got him up and in with that fastball, bringing that high heat once again.
Boisterous crowd here at Vintage Throne Stadium. Wanting Rosado to get the 3rd strike here with 2 out in the inning. Pitch to Stanley, and it's inside. Nice job by Jaco, reaching to his left. Keep that ball from getting past him. It's a 1-2 count. Scoreless tie. We're in the top of the 4th inning. It'll be a 1-2 pitch from Rosado, and it's fouled over the screen.
Yeah, if you're Rosado right here, you can pretty much mix up your sequencing however you want, as long as you don't leave something right out over the plate. You have the opportunity here on a 1-2 count to kind of try and hit your corners. But he's really been working the fastball in this at-bat.
Rosado is ready. 1-2 pitch. 4 strikeouts in the game for Cesar Rosado, and that the biggest of the night as the Baycats get off the field. Still scoreless with the Royals as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Welcome back to Vintage Throne Stadium. Still scoreless between the Guelph Royals and the Barrie Baycats. This inning brought to you by Clarkson Bins and Junk Removal, the local source for simple, clean, and reliable disposal bin rental and junk removal services.
As we go to the bottom of the fourth inning, for all the base runners that we've seen tonight on both sides, hard to believe just one hit in this ball game, and that came off the bat of Nolan Macabrota. He will bat third in this bottom of the fourth. And it's a first pitch strike to Brandon Hernandez, who struck out in the bottom of the first inning.
Hernandez didn't like the call on that first pitch, just like he didn't like the third strike call his first at-bat.
Fouled it off. Strike two. Narita kicks and deals. And it's hit weakly to the shortstop. Nice off-balance throw in time for the out. Great job there by Brando LaRue to make the running throw.
That was a really tough scoop there for LaRue to make. He was charging it so hard and looked like it was bounding pretty high on the way to him, and he kind of picked it as if it was a throw to first base, so you kind of have to pick on a short hop, but sweet play there for LaRue for the first out.
Hayden Jaco, 0 for 1. Shows bunt, and it glances off the top of the bat. Over the top of the screen. Jaco, one of, I think, 7 Baycats All-Stars going to Welland.
I think that 8 with the addition of Macabrota.
8 with the late addition of Macabrota, so lots of Barrie representation for the North Division. I say North Division, there really isn't a North Division. It's the North team.
North team.
But it's North versus South. That's how they're just dividing up the players. It doesn't really mean anything, but there are no divisions in the IBL this season.
I feel like with 9 teams, it'd be pretty cool if they had like team captains.
Narita has to hurry. The throw is low, and Garton unable to hang on to it.
That was a tough play off the mound for Narita. However you want to put that. Garton just couldn't make the pick. It was a low throw, kind of skimmed the ground. But Jaco, he's got wheels for a guy he does a lot of CrossFit. He's definitely got plenty of cardio in him. He beats that out for an infield single.
2 hits in the game for the Baycats now. That's an infield single for Jaco. And here is Nolan Macabrota, the rookie all-star for the Baycats. Should mention manager Josh Matlow is managing that North team as well, so a real honor for him. They went with the 2 managers from the IBL Championship Series. The right decision.
Usually that's what they do in the Major League Baseball All-Star Game too. We saw Torey Lavello and Bruce Bochy.
Boy, Bochy got a nice hand in Texas when he was introduced. On the ground, to second, a relay to short. Spinning throw, and it's in time for the out. A nice double play for the Royals. 4-6-3 to erase Jaco and Macabrota. And that'll do it for Barrie in the bottom of the fourth. We're still scoreless here at Vintage Throne Stadium. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield. Moving.ca. For all your moving needs for over 35 years, Moving.ca. The original 2 men who just happen to be small, who make moving stress-free. 2 small men with big hearts moving. We always have a big heart for you at Moving.ca. The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room, and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats! From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Still scoreless between the visiting Guelph Royals and the Barrie Baycats at Zenitech Pack the Park night. A fantastic turnout on this Thursday evening IBL matchup. It'll be Brandon LaRue, the number 9 hitter for the Guelph Royals, to lead it off, and then J.D. Williams and Blake Simpson due up after him against Cesar Rosado, who's gotten out of a few jams so far. He's seen base runners in every inning, still looking for first clean frame for the Baycats. First pitch is called strike.
So we were talking last inning about the IBL All-Star Game, which returns here in 2024. North team versus South team, which isn't really a thing because the league isn't divided up in divisions like that. It's solely for the purpose of this game.
Breaking ball just outside. It's 1-1.
And you mentioned during the break, I think kind of be a fun idea, maybe something along the lines of what the NBA does.
Yeah, do like a pickup draft, have a team captain designated for each team, and kind of pick positionally, do it that way. We haven't seen that in Major League Baseball, but it'd be pretty cool to see that, especially the way, because it's uneven, right? To be 4 teams represented on one side, 5 teams represented on the other. Kind of just a way to even it out. I think that'd be pretty fun idea.
Yeah, you really need an even number of teams to make the divisions concept work, I think, especially if there's playoff ramifications.
Exactly.
So that would be interesting. Now, of course, the 2 team captains are going to be prone to pick their own players, right? You know that. But, it would certainly be entertaining.
Absolutely.
You could broadcast that on YouTube, and I'm not sure if anybody important is watching tonight, but maybe they'll pick up on that idea and consider it for 2025.
You never know. Crowd getting into it here. A 1-2 count. Pitch from Rosado is slider outside. No swing. 2-2.
If you were, you could have the idea of the captains. I don't know how you choose who the 2 captains were, but you could also go with the managers, I guess, right?
Of course, yeah.
You could have like Team Matlow and Team Essien, I guess, for Welland, right?
Yeah, I actually kind of like that idea better, to be honest.
Yeah. That way no one can say these guys are picking their friends
right.
or whatever. You know, there's always going to be a little bit of that, but.
2-2 pitch. Cut on and missed. Strikeout to start the 5th inning for Cesar Rosado.
Plenty left on that fastball. He got Stanley with a wicked slider to end the 4th, and now a strikeout to LaRue on the fastball to start the 5th. He is humming right along.
Center fielder number 8, J.D. Williams.
So I'll bring up the leadoff hitter, J.D. Williams, who his last game against Barrie only had 1 at-bat before he was ejected. Takes first pitch inside, and the ejection in that game seemed to be kind of out of the blue. It seemed like he was having some words for the umpiring crew from the dugout. Curveball in there for strike 1.
Yeah, from where I was sitting, and I was behind home plate, but I couldn't hear anything from the Guelph dugout, but the home plate umpire did, and said, I believe, something to the effect of, "You know what you said." And then JD came out and gave the home plate umpire an earful. And we all heard what he said then.
Yeah.
None of which can be repeated on this broadcast. Brian Backland thanking us for not disclosing that. But the fans at David E. Hastings Stadium could certainly hear that. It was kind of weird. There was a hush over the crowd. The crowd was not fired up over that ejection, which kind of surprised me.
Another curveball in there for strike 2.
I think they were just kind of confused as to what had happened, because it wasn't anything on the field. It was just the umpire heard something in the dugout, ejected Williams, and Williams gave him an earful.
2-2 pitch here from Cesar Rosado. Cut on and missed again. A high fastball gets Williams. Back-to-back strikeouts for Rosado. He struck out the last 3 if you go back to the 4th.
But did that seem weird to you, because you were at that game as well? And did you notice how quiet the crowd was during that ejection and the argument that Williams had with the home plate umpire, which we were listening to every word of it? And usually when a player gets ejected, the crowd will get fired up about it.
Exactly.
It creates a buzz, and whether it's your own player or the opposing player, sometimes even more so. The crowd really starts making some noise, but it was just deathly silent in Guelph.
Well, very often, especially if a team is down in the game, which Guelph wasn't at that point, but we've seen it from Josh Matlow last year. An ejection will really fire a team up, and you can kind of look to that as a turning point in the game, but that wasn't the case that Sunday evening.
Yeah, and fire the crowd up. You're right, it was a Sunday, not a Tuesday. But the crowd was loud all game. Lots of buzz in the crowd the entire game, but just that one moment struck me as kind of odd.
Yeah, it was very odd.
They were sort of just indifferent to the whole thing.
And it seemed like the fans didn't even really pick up on it afterwards either. Like even just not seeing Williams back in the back at the plate when his spot in the order came up.
Yeah, he definitely needed some time to cool down, and once he left the field, he was able to sort of collect his thoughts. And
1-2 pitch, curveball, got him looking. Cesar Rosado with a nasty breaking ball gets Blake Simpson, strikes out the side. Guelph still looking for their first hit, but we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Baycats due up. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
At Domino's, mix and match any 2 or more pizzas and sides for just $8.99 each. Like when pizza night's more like pizza and lava cakes night, or pasta and stuffed cheesy bread night, or we're gonna need a bigger table night. Mix and match Canada's favorite pizza and more at Domino's.
From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park.
Fans from 400 Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
July the 21st at 3:05. That's when the team will face the Welland Jackfish. You can join us in the ballpark.
Bottom of the 5th inning is brought to you by Fatrum. Aluminum and siding, quality above all else. With the call, here's Julius Hern.
Thank you, Ben, and it'll be 5, 6, 7. In the Baycats lineup, Ryan Rita to lead it off, and then Malik Williams and Adam Odd. After him to face Yuki Narita, who in his first start of the season, looking to get through 5 scoreless innings, only giving up 2 hits to the Baycats so far. Struck out Ryan Rio leading off, in the 2nd inning. There's a fly ball. It's going to stay in the yard. Shallow right field. It's Blake Simpson on it, and he makes the catch. First out of the inning.
Rio really struggling here in 2024. That's no secret. Definitely a surprise. Really hard to see anything much different about his swing. He's got that nice smooth cut. Just sliced underneath that one, though. Popped it up a mile high. We've seen him hit some balls pretty deep this season, but not nearly with the consistency that Baycats fans are used to from Ryan Rio.
Well, his last 2 games, he had a home run each. And it looked like he was kind of making a surge this season after a slow start, but 0 for last night. The only Baycat in Toronto yesterday to not reach base safely, as Malik Williams is not happy with that strike call.
Rio last year with a .359 average, led the team in home runs with 11, a franchise record 48 RBIs. A long way to go to reach those types of numbers this season, but still a lot of baseball to go, and Rio has a reputation for coming through when it matters most.
Well, the only season he's hit under 300 was his rookie year, 2017. Then the breaking ball, that one's low to Malik Williams. It's 1-2. Just seems to me that Rio is chasing a lot of pitches he really otherwise wouldn't. Wouldn't see a lot that kind of plate discipline from him last year, but
maybe guessing a little bit more than usual up there at the plate.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you get in a funk, that's what happens, as you start to overthink things.
On the ground to the right side, sliding is Blake Simpson. The throw into first gets him. Malik Williams running as hard as he could with that rough knee he has, but nice play from Simpson, gets him for out number 2.
And Narita doing well since the single to Hayden Janko, got the double play to end the fourth. Now 2 quick outs here in the fifth. What a tempo to this ball game tonight between the Royals and the Baycats. We expected good pitching. These two have over-delivered, even by their standards.
Adam on grounds that one foul towards the Baycats dugout.
So we mentioned with 9 teams in the league this year, 1 team will miss the playoffs. If the season were to end today, that would be the Toronto Maple Leafs. They are a game and a half behind Brantford with the loss to the Baycats last night.
0-1 pitch from Narita. Another ground ball on the right side, foul from Odd. Yeah, both these teams coming off of wins against the Maple Leafs. Last night, the Baycats took it 6-1 at Christie Pitts. Meanwhile, for the Royals, their last game was Saturday in Toronto, a 5-1 win for them.
Well, if the Leafs stay in last place for much longer, at some point I'm going to have to go back through the history books and see when the last time was that the Toronto Maple Leafs missed the postseason. If it's ever happened, it would have been an awfully long time ago.
0-2 to Odd is in the dirt.
When the Ottawa Fat Cats dropped out of the IBL after the 2012 season, this became an 8-team league. It was 9 teams prior to that. So every year, every team has made the playoffs since 2012 until this season. This is the first year in 12 years that one team will not make it.
Narita looking to close out his 5th inning of work. Here's the pitch. A wave and a miss from Adam Odd. And Yuki Narita has been cruising, still scoreless as we head into the 6th inning at Vintage Throne Stadium. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May. From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park.
We're back in the 6th inning here at Vintage Throne Stadium, and it's going to be 3-4-5 in the Royals lineup. Andy Leader will start it off, and he is looking to get back in business. An all-star last year with the Kitchener Panthers and struggled in his time so far with Guelph. 0 for 2 tonight as well. Shows bunt on the first pitch, and he pops it up foul, landing towards the Guelph dugout. Cesar Rosado has struck out his last 4 batters he's faced, going back to the last out of the 4th. Leader struck out in the 1st to end the inning. That bunt attempt has Malik Williams playing at the edge of the infield grass at third. Here's the 0-1. Another, that one's fouled over the screen on a swing out of play. Mentioned it off the air before the broadcast, but the last time Cesar Rosado pitched at this ballpark, he was absolutely dealing, and he was threatening the Baycats single-game strikeout record before he was pulled after 7.
Juan Benitez also threw an absolute gem here a week or two ago, and boy, Baycats starting pitching has really been solid this year.
Fans getting into it again as they have been all night for another 1-2 pitch from Rosado. Here it is, and he cuts and misses. 5 straight strikeouts for Rosado. That one brought to you by Zenitech.
Well, the fans here at Vintage Throne Stadium enjoying an absolute gem from Cesar Rosado in this game. Top of the 6th inning, 5 straight strikeouts. That 5th inning was the first inning of this game that the Royals have not had a base runner. So far, Rosado's been able to pitch out of it each time, and now stringing 5 strikeouts in a row. See how long he can keep this going.
First pitch, a check swing. He peeled down to first. He did go. Garrett Takamatsu couldn't hold up on that pitch that was well outside. So if you go back to last season, I think this really illustrates how good the pitching is, at least for the Baycats, but league-wide you could even go further than that. Last year, the Baycats were second in the league in ERA with a 4.95 across their entire staff. That one looked like it crossed up Jaco on the... Looked like a fastball. It looked like he was expecting a breaking ball. It's 1-1.
Well, the top 3 Baycat starters this season, Rosado, Garces, and Benitez, all have ERAs under 2.5. Now, the bullpen has struggled at times, but there's been no issues at all from those 3.
Another breaking ball in there for a strike. So last year, the Baycats' team ERA throughout the regular season was 4.95. This year, they're 3rd in the IBL behind Guelph and Welland at 3.77.
Guelph with the lowest?
Guelph and Welland tied with the lowest at 3.68.
Okay. Yeah, both with outstanding pitching staffs.
Another 1-2 from Rosado. Breaking ball, called strike 3.
What a pitch.
6 straight Ks for Rosado. Another one brought to you by Zenitech.
The catcher, number 44, Franklin.
Incredible stuff from Cesar Rosado.
Takamatsu was not expecting that breaking pitch and just absolutely frozen. 6 strikeouts in a row now for Cesar Rosado.
Make that 9 on the evening.
So these Guelph hitters may be overthinking things at the plate a little bit here. But a great pitch mix by Rosado here tonight.
Seems like each of those last few, he's got them to a 1-2 count and then just buried them with a breaking ball. That last one looking for Takamatsu. Here's Franklin Torres. 0 for 2 in his first IBL appearance. 1-0 is another high fastball.
So the fans here at the ballpark get free fries after 5 strikeouts, and we have made the case that after 10 strikeouts, a free milkshake should be included with those fries. We've been unsuccessful so far with our lobbying on that.
Wouldn't that be incredible?
We'll work on that for 2025. But 5 strikeouts seems like a pretty low total.
Little flare out to right field. Ricky Phillips charging in, sliding, and he makes the catch. Great effort from the speedy Ricky Phillips, and that'll end the top of the 6th inning. Still scoreless as we head to the bottom half. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend. From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. BarrieToday.com. Local news, weather, Baycat scores, and more. BarrieToday.com. Your community, your news.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Baycats and Royals, and our 6th is brought to you by Zenitech. On Zenitech Pack the Park Night, our thanks to Zenitech for sponsoring this special night here this evening. Here's Julius with the call at the bottom of the 6th.
Thank you, Ben. It's funny how it works out when you make a dazzling play in the outfield or the infield to end the inning. Usually it always works out where you're leading off. That's exactly what's happening to Ricky Phillips right now. Number 8 hitter to start us off in the 6th against Yuki Narita. First pitch to Phillips is fouled back to the screen. Phillips on a 10-game hit streak after relatively slow start for the American.
Phillips got a good read on that ball in right field, made a nice sliding grab, and if he doesn't, that's a base hit. So, big play by Phillips to end that inning.
0-1 pitch is flown out of play on the right side. We talked about how dominant Rosado has been, especially after that last inning he had and the stretch of strikeouts, but Yuki Narita has been incredible as well. Only allowed 2 hits for the Baycats so far tonight. Looking to get through 6 innings of work for himself in his first start of the year.
Kind of a scaled down version of Nestor Cortez with a delayed hesitation on the leg kick with the delivery. Not quite as prolonged as Cortez, but very consistent with that tonight.
On the ground is short. LaRue gathers, throws, and easy play gets Phillips for out number 1.
And it can't be easy when you're standing at the plate, and even though he's been consistent with it, just trying to get your timing and your weight shift set up properly so that you're in sync with a release point in that delivery. Certainly not something that these hitters are used to.
So this brings up Brad McQuinn. Had 2 hits last night in Toronto, including one that was a very odd check swing that went right down that left field line and actually turned out to be an RBI base hit for him. Open stance from McQuinn. The 0-1 pitch from Narita fouled off out of play on the left side.
Well, we got a beautiful moon down that left field line tonight. Gorgeous clear sky. Sun has just gone down, and a big bright moon on the other side of the diamond. A gorgeous sky here tonight at Vintage Throne Stadium.
McQuinn facing an 0-2 count. Pitch from Narita. He offers at it, and the call a swing. McQuinn not happy with the call, but there's another strikeout for Narita.
Yeah, McQuinn didn't like the call. He didn't even make an effort to run that one out down to first base. He thought he had held up, but home plate umpire Jared Merkley needing no help on that.
So that's 5 Ks on the evening for the Japanese right-hander, and one of those is Kanisi Ijo, who struck out ending the 3rd inning. First pitch to Ijo is breaking pitch just on the outside part of the plate for strike 1.
Well, the consistency of Kanisi Ijo has been so impressive this season, improving even on last year. A 270 season at the plate and exceeding that this year. Been in the lineup every day, as you mentioned. Well deserving of that All-Star nomination.
Well, not only has he started every game in center field for the Baycats, he'll be starting in center field on Saturday in the All-Star game. 0-2 count, pitches up high.
Yeah, the way the voting went for the North in the outfield, Josh Garton, J.D. Williams, and Kanisi Ijo. So all 3 outfielders in this game here tonight. That's a good outfield.
1-2 from Narita. Breaking ball, and way out in front of it is Ijo as he strikes out to end the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the 6th for Narita. Make that 6 on the evening for him. We head to the 7th inning, and Ben Davy will be back on the mic to call it for you on Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Hi, I'm Chrissy Fans from 400 Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
the only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield. Moving.ca. For all your moving needs for over 35 years, Moving.ca. The original two men who just happen to be small, who make moving stress-free. Two small men with big hearts moving. We always have a big heart for you at Moving.ca. From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park.
Now pitching for the Baycats, right-hander number 28, Adam Kahn.
Top of the 7th inning here at Vintage Throne Stadium. It's a scoreless tie between the Guelph Royals and the Barrie Baycats. And Josh Matlow calling it a night for starter Cesar Rosado. He goes to the bullpen, and a familiar name back out on the mound here for Barrie for the first time here in 2024. It's right-hander Adam Kahn.
Yeah, Adam Kahn is back with the Baycats. He made appearances over the last couple of seasons in Barrie. Started the year with the team, but left the team mid-season. He's back mid-season after coming back from the University of British Columbia, where he plays baseball. UBC actually plays at the NAIA level within the United States kind of division there, but definitely a guy with plenty of baseball experience. He actually also pitched for Pakistan in WBC qualifying a few years ago.
So the line on Rosado, 6 masterful innings. Throws 6 shutout frames, no runs, no hits, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks, 90 pitches. What a night for the Dominican right-hander as he turns it over to the bullpen in the scoreless tie. Fortunately, will not get the win for his efforts here tonight, but brilliant performance. Almost feels like a Paul Skeen situation here.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. I think it was 9 strikeouts for Rosado, but coming off, could have had 7 straight if he didn't get Torres to fly out there, but
6 in a row.
Incredible.
Yeah. Retired his last 7 in a row. Ethan Hammond with a walk in the 4th. That was the last base runner to reach safely, so manager Josh Matlow of the opinion that he has reached his limit tonight, and this all-important scoreless tie turns it over to the bullpen here.
Well, Rosado's also starting the All-Star game, so Matlow doesn't really want to overwork him too much. I would imagine Rosado's only probably only going to get 1 inning in Welland on Saturday evening.
One ball, 2 strikes.
But the man at the plate and the man on deck were the only 2 Rosado couldn't retire in this ballgame.
Garten taking all the way, and it's low and inside. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, I always love to see a manager let the starting pitcher try to reel off the no-no if they can, and the fans love to see that as well, but lots of other things take into consideration, especially at this point in the season. So strikeout, Garten.
Number 28, Ethan Hammond.
Third base umpire, Ryan Jackson, with the call. Garten goes around, 1 out here on the 7th. These fans sticking around here tonight, enjoying this game. Always love seeing fans stay through the late innings. Ethan Hammond. 2 walks tonight. Kahn deals. And it's called strike. Hammond didn't think so. He thought that was way outside. I spoke a little too soon on it as well.
Yeah, looked a little bit outside.
Kahn got the call from Jared Merkley. He'll take it. It's a 1-1 count. That's a called strike. Umpires don't like it when you turn around like that and make any sort of sign with your hands. In that case, Hammond basically tried to show Berkeley how far off the plate he thought it was.
Yeah, really testing home plate umpire's patience there.
May not get another close one this at bat. That one is high and away. So it's a 2-2 count.
Nelson Mercado's warming for the Guelph Royals in their bullpen, so the evening may also be over for Yuki Narita after 6 innings.
Kahn with the pitch. And that was a close one. Hammond lays off, and the count is full. I see you smartly brought a sweater tonight, a hoodie. Good for you.
Essentials around these parts.
Especially with the mosquitoes biting. They are out. Fouled off to the left.
Through 21 games this year, Hammond has been incredible at getting on base. Coming in tonight, a .429 on base percentage. He's only increased that with 2 walks he started with this evening. On the verge of another one right here.
Kahn looks in. 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3. It's brought to you by Zenitech, and 2 strikeouts in the 7th.
Looked like that same outside pitch that he had an issue with earlier in the at-bat, and you can see how frustrated he is. He tossed his bat back to the dugout thinking he had the free pass to first, but disappointed with that punch out from Jared Merkley. You see Carlos Sano starting to throw in the Barrie bullpen.
David Stanley, the DH. That's a called strike. Adam Kahn looking pretty strong here in his debut for the 2024 season. Back with the Barrie Baycats for another stint.
Definitely looks like that. Well, so far, that experience he had over last season at UBC has really helped his confidence. He really struggled coming out of the bullpen last season over a few outings.
Started very well, struggled mid-season if I recall, ended with a 6.5 ERA, worked 19 innings of relief. Off speed, fouled away. 2-2 count. 0-2-2 for the Baycats. Goose eggs for the Royals. Kahn looking to strike out the side of the 7th. Here's the pitch. It's low and away.
It was a line drive basically to the same spot, just a bit higher that time out of the reach of Adam Odd. Earlier, he was one right at Adam Odd. All he had to do was reach up a couple inches and grab it, but that one well out of the reach and into right field, first hit of the game.
And some scattered applause rippled through the crowd as they appreciate the efforts of Adam Kahn and Cesar Rosado, the starter here tonight, who had held the Royals hitless until Stanley got that hit. For those who may be curious, there has only ever been one no-hitter in Barrie franchise history, and that happened in 2003. And it was a 7-inning game. It was the second half of a doubleheader, and those were 7 innings back then. Derek McDade, 23 batters faced, no hits in a 12-0 Baycat win. And there's a second hit into center field. 2 on for the Royals. It's the bottom of the order getting it done. They'll turn it back over to the top now in J.D. Williams.
There has been a couple doubleheaders this year, not involving the Baycats, but for example, there was one between Kitchener and London a couple weekends ago, and those were 7-inning games. So whenever they do come up on the schedule, they're not scheduled, but usually only used for a rain out or makeup game purposes, but those were 7-inning ball games.
Yeah, years ago we did have scheduled doubleheaders in the IBL. Not the case anymore, but with the makeup games, that's often the way it ends up going. There's never been a perfect game in Baycats franchise history. Still waiting for that historic moment. Baycats had their first triple play executed in franchise history last season in Toronto. High and inside, count is 1-1. So Adam Kahn with a little bit of a jam here in the scoreless tie. The dangerous J.D. Williams at the plate, 2 on, 2 out.
Well, multiple times, twice in fact, Rosado had to deal with 2 on with 2 out. Got out of it both times with outs of David Stanley, but Stanley kind of started this rally for the Royals. He's on second base.
Middle infield kind of playing a little cat and mouse. Adam Ott and Brandon Hernandez making sure that Stanley doesn't get too big of a lead. That's an important base runner at second here in this top of the 7th. Kahn deals, it's outside, and it's 3-1. And now Kahn starting to struggle after a pair of strikeouts to start the 7th. Looked strong, gave up a pair of singles, and is now in danger of loading the bases.
Stanley's only got 1 steal on 1 attempt this season.
Ball 4, and the Royals have loaded them up here in the 7th. So Kahn with 2 strikeouts, a walk, and 2 singles.
Baseman number 35, Blake Simpson.
And the inning will continue for Blake Simpson.
Well, this inning started off so strong for him. Back-to-back strikeouts of Garten and Hammond. Both of those players had yet to be retired in this game. But 3 batters later, you're looking at a very dangerous situation for the Baycats. Bases loaded, and Blake Simpson coming up.
Baycats will use their first mound visit of the ball game. I think that's Andrew White out there. And the whole infield will come in as well. Bases loaded, 2 out. Cats want to make sure everybody's on the same page here. Everybody but the outfielders in on this conference. Baycats not only with the throwback jerseys, but the throwback hoodies too. Those are pretty sweet looking.
Pretty slick.
Brad Grieveson has one on as well in the Baycat dugout. Very handy on a mosquito-filled night like tonight. That one just sailed out of Kahn's hand. Missed by a country mile, high and away.
Simpson has been incredible, to say the least, so far. His 5 games this season coming in today, hitting .550, including a double and 2 homers. You can add 8 RBI onto that total as well. Line drive hitter that loves to go the opposite way. That's been a huge key to his success so far.
Royals are in business here in the top of the 7th with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Simpson awaits the 1-1, and it's a 2-1 count. Fans behind Adam Kahn here wanting to put out the fire with bases loaded and 2 out. That one just caught the inside corner. Pretty close one, Simpson taking. It's a 2-2 count.
You can see Simpson kind of raise his arms there with the bat, thinking that was inside, but just caught that edge of the plate.
Couldn't sell it, and now he'll wait for the 2-2. Listen to this crowd. Kahn kicks, steals, and it's low, and the count is full.
Easily the biggest pitch of the night coming up here.
An inning that started so well for Adam Kahn with a pair of strikeouts. Now in trouble with a pair of singles and a walk. Bases loaded, 3-2, runners go. Here's the pitch, and it's a fly ball to center field. And it's gonna drop and go all the way to the wall. Ejo over to pick it up. In to score is Stanley. LaRue behind him. Here comes Williams. It's a 3-0 Royals lead. A great piece of hitting by Blake Simpson, who got the pitch he wanted, drove it to the left center field gap. By the time Canisijo could get over there and pick it up, 3 runs had scored. And it looks like that's going to do it for Adam Kahn.
Blake Simpson coming through with what seemed to be, I don't want to say a crowd silencer, but a crowd shocker, to say the least. A huge full count pitch, and a great line drive from Simpson will take out Kahn. And it looks like it's gonna be Ryan Lacasse that's coming into this game.
So it's a 3-0 Royals lead, and they're not done. Runner at second with 2 out. We'll tell you about Lacasse when we return. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie. Baycats need to get the 3rd out of this 7th inning. It's a 3-0 Guelph lead. Runner at second base. That's Blake Simpson, the hit of the night. A 3-run double to break this scoreless tie. Adam Kahn's night is done, and he will turn the ball over to hard-throwing right-hander Ryan Lacasse. First pitch up, but over the plate. It's a called strike.
8th outing of the year for Ryan Lacasse, and his last outing was not complimentary of what the kind of pitcher he is. 4 walks, 3 earned runs against Kitchener last week, and that was a big blip on what's otherwise a stellar rookie campaign from the University of Laurentian right-hander. Laurentian University, pardon me.
0-2, and it's lifted to foul territory, out of play. Count will hold. Lacasse, other than Cisneros, who was only here for 1 game, I believe he was the last Baycat pitcher to allow an earned run this year. Held that ERA at 0s for.
And it was a big story for a while. Him and I kept joking about it, especially when he lost the game in extras and that run wasn't earned.
Hit weakly to short, and it skips off the glove of Brandon Hernandez. Runner will hold at 3rd.
Great play there from Adam Odd, being able to back up that scoop attempt from Hernandez. And Odd probably saved a run by being able to get that ball and keep it on the infield. You can tell that Simpson was already rounding 3rd and had to hold up abruptly.
3rd error of the night for the Baycats. That one E6. So Simpson stays at 3rd. That's the only good news out of that play. Here's the pitch. It's a strike. We'll see if Leader takes second at some point here. Second base open, 2 outs. Lacasse working quickly. Runner does not go. Pitch is just outside. Leader bluffed to start there.
Takamatsu, another twice stricken strikeout victim of Cesar Rosado earlier in the game.
0 for 3 tonight. Goes the opposite field, and it's a foul ball. Over to the Barrie bullpen. Lacasse, the third pitcher of the night for the Baycats. Cesar Rosado, 6 no-hit innings. Adam Kahn in relief, allowing 3, possibly 4. That runner at third is his responsibility as well. Here's the crowd behind Ryan Lacasse with a 1-2 pitch coming up. Breaking ball, just missed. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Lacasse looks in.
Lacasse coming in tonight at .071 batting average against with runners in scoring position.
Runner goes, 2-2. Bounces into the glove of Jaco, no throw.
This is his last outing. He had 3 earned runs, but all those seem to be off of bases loaded walks. But other than that, he's been incredible in situations like these.
Takamatsu might be able to drive in a pair here if he can go opposite field. Lacasse ready. 3-2 pitch. And it's past the second baseman into center field, and that will score a pair. Ijo up with it. The throw is late. 5-0 Royals. The ball goes to the backstop. And now Takamatsu will take second. And suddenly this game has unraveled on the Barrie Baycats. Royals with a 5-run 7th, and they're not done yet.
Not sure why Ijo even decided to make try to make a play at the plate there. It seemed like Leader was easily going to score on like that ball wasn't rolling too fast towards Ijo in center field. And that throw looked to cost him another base, another runner in scoring position against Lacasse.
Catcher number 44, Franklin Torres.
So I guess that 4th run won't be charged to Kahn. That would be an unearned run with the error to Brandon Hernandez to prolong the inning. So runner at second now for Lacasse. 0-1 the count. The 9th hitter this inning is Franklin Torres. Breaking ball, and that missed. Five runs on 4 hits for the Royals tonight. All of them in the 7th inning. Swing and a miss.
It's incredible now to say that Torres the only Royal this evening now that hasn't reached base.
One-two pitch. Outside.
Yeah, that breaking ball got away from Lacasse a little bit. Even just tell the way he fell off the mound to his left. Drifting towards that left-hand batter's box.
Well, Kahn had a couple like those as well earlier in this inning. Big pitch here from Ryan Lacasse. 2-2, and getting a piece. Staying alive is Franklin Torres. Nothing Royals. We're in the 7th, 2 out. 26-year-old Venezuelan waggles the bat, waits for the 2-2. Swing and a miss. It's brought to you by Zenatech, and that one will get the Baycats off the field. 7th inning stretch. Baycats now trailing by 5. You're watching Rogers TV and Baycats TV.
From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers and go Baycats!
Domino's, mix and match any 2 or more pizzas and sides for just $8.99 each. Like when pizza night's more like pizza and lava cakes night, or pasta and stuffed cheesy bread night, or we're gonna need a bigger table night. Mix and match Canada's favorite pizza and more at Domino's.
Coming out of the 7th inning stretch here at Vintage Throne Stadium, and it's brought to you by Zenatech, proud sponsors of tonight's Pack the Park night at the ballpark. And we still have an incredible crowd still throughout the late innings.
Baycats fans dancing away their disappointment in the 7th inning stretch after the Royals scored 5 in the top half of the inning. A lot of baseball to go here. This one's not over yet. Fans trying to keep in good spirits. They will have to get the job done, however, against Nelson Mercado, the second Royals pitcher of the night, as Yuki Narita's night has come to an end.
It's funny, Dino Ramel told me the plan earlier today was going to be for a bullpen day heading into the weekend, and that turned into be a quality start from Yuki Narita, and he turns it over to Nelson Mercado. Comes in, this is his 3rd appearance of the season. Been rough for him the first couple outings. Comes in with a 9.81 ERA with just 3 2/3 under his belt.
Count 2-1 to Brandon Hernandez. So Narita tonight, 6 shutout innings, allows just 2 Baycat hits. And for all the praises of Cesar Rosado that we've doled out tonight, equal praise is merited by Yuki Narita, the Guelph Royals. Masterful outing for the Japanese star.
Mercado, very fastball heavy pitcher.
Swing and a miss. There's that fastball. Hernandez couldn't catch up to it. It's a 3-2 count.
We also boast a changeup and a slider, but you're very seldom going to see those pitches, especially the changeup. Very rare.
Fouled away, 3-2 the count. Hayden Jaco on deck, Nolan Macabroto to follow. Baycats need to get some base runners. Haven't had one since the 4th. When Jaco singled, Macabroto hit into an inning-ending double play. And a swing and a miss there by Brandon Hernandez. Frustrating night at the plate for him. Really the first game, I think, so far we've seen from Hernandez since joining the Baycats, where he struggled to get anything going at the plate offensively.
We went 0 for 3 yesterday, but he had that to go along with 2 walks and an RBI. But this will be back-to-back games for him with a pair of strikeouts.
So Jaco, as mentioned, the last Baycat to reach safely way back in the 4th inning, which feels like an eternity ago, after that 5-run top of the 7th. game now just over 2 hours old. And it's a foul ball. These fans here would love to see a Baycat late inning comeback. We've seen them before. Pack the Park night here, presented by Zenitech, and what a great night it would be for it.
Well, this Baycats offense is definitely one that's prepared to do it.
This is their final game before the All-Star game in Welland on Saturday, so those All-Star players only get 1 day off. They get tomorrow off. They're in Welland for the All-Star game, and then back here to play Welland on Sunday afternoon, so it's a busy weekend.
Yeah, this 4-game home stretch might be one of their toughest stretches of games this season.
Swing and a miss. Well, it's something that really you won't even see in the playoffs, that many home games in a row, because playoff series always alternate home and away, and 4 games in a row here in Vintage Throne Stadium. Tonight, Sunday, Tuesday, which is a rescheduled game, and then Thursday. And it's the Guelph Royals back here again on Thursday night.
It's Guelph tonight, then the All-Star game Saturday, like you mentioned, and Welland here on Sunday. Then that makeup game Tuesday against Hamilton, and then Guelph is right back here a week from now on Thursday.
And I think of that Hamilton game, it's the second time it's been rescheduled, if I'm not mistaken. Well, that one has been elusive for whatever reason. We've had some pretty heavy rains this summer, unlike last season, or was it 2 years ago? Can't remember now. It might have been 2 years ago. I don't think we had a single rain out. The weather was just great. Hot and dry. We did have rain, but it was always on games where the Baycats weren't playing. So
I think this past week in Toronto with all the flooding, they got more rain in just that one day.
Boy, that was something, wasn't it?
Than they expect for an entire month.
Did you see the footage, the video of people at Union Station just like sloshing through water? And like, I baffles me how that could even be allowed with, like, you know, electrical outlets
crazy,
near the floor,
right?
And stuff, like people walking around in water. That's not a good thing.
Seen the drone photos of Glen Abbey being absolutely covered in water. It looks like a wasteland.
Yeah, the Don River just like crested right over the lower part of the DVP. Not a fun afternoon to get home when the DVP is closed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. What an inning for Nelson Mercado. He strikes out the side. 5 straight Baycats to go down swinging. And we go to the top of the 8th inning with the Royals comfortably on top, 5-0. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room, and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats! From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on ESSA Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May. Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
presented by Zenitech.
Top of the 8th inning, Royals on top 5-0. Pack the Park Night presented by Zenitech, and a whole bunch of car washes just given away here on the microphone by public address announcer Rob Daniels. Heard somebody win 6 months worth of car washes.
Crazy.
Wow,
Imagine getting a car wash every day for 6 months.
I don't know. Is there a limit on it? He said 6 months. That's. So if you wanted, you could just keep driving your car through multiple times just for fun. And Hammond, back-to-back strikeouts, and then it all unraveled. Adam Kahn and Ryan Lacasse unable to stop the Royal attack. 5 runs. Holding up here in the 8th inning. Lacasse with a full windup and the pitch. It's a high fly ball to left field. McQuinn sees it, and he's got it. And he dropped it. Second ball dropped by Brad McQuinn tonight. Both of them off the bat of Josh Garton. How odd is that? Garton again, history repeating itself.
Boy, earlier in the game, that drop fly ball was right around when the sun was coming over, like dropping past the horizon. But this one, he just must not have seen it in the lights. Definitely questionable there for Brad McQuinn. That's going to be error number 5 on the season. That's 2 tonight in left field.
Brad McQuinn has been sensational defensively at times, and he has had nights where he has struggled. And tonight, just inexplicably, dropping 2 fly balls that were both very routine.
Yeah, and he hasn't really had a night where he struggled in left field or in the outfield in general. All those struggles he mentioned have really been at second base.
He's been moved around quite a bit. And that is his role on this team as a utility player. That's how he gets his playing time, is being able to step in and provide that versatility that's needed throughout the grind of a season.
Well, it's also been a rough night for him at the plate. 0 for 2 with a strikeout, so he has that kind of mentality where he wants to provide a contribution on any side of the ball he can, but it just hasn't come for him tonight.
So Garton at second base. Lacasse kicks and deals. Off speed and a swing and a miss. Hammond lunging at that one. Couldn't connect. And there's one down.
Nasty off-speed pitch there from Ryan Lacasse and really fooled Ethan Hammond. That's back-to-back Ks for Hammond.
And the 2 outs that Lacasse has got in this game have both been strikeouts. And as you mentioned, him and Adam Kahn struck out the side in the 7th, if you want to call it that. A whole lot of offense between those strikeouts, number 2 and 3, though. Oh, 1, and a fly ball to left center field between Ejo and McQuinn. It'll be Ejo making it, ranging to his right. Tagging is Garton. He's into third base safely as the throw's late and offline. That ball was hit to a pretty deep part of the ballpark. 2 out for the number 9 hitter, Brando LaRue. A high foul ball. And it lands right in front of the fence. And about 20 youngsters converge for that ball, and 1 comes away with it.
Well, LaRue has been one of the most reliable players for the Royals this season. Hitting .296 coming into this one through 19 games, and his single in the 7th inning was one of the first 2 that sparked that rally. But not to mention, he's been great defensively at shortstop this evening as well for Guelph.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch fouled back to the screen. Royals cooled off a little bit in the last few weeks after a sizzling hot start to the season, and they were a little bit behind in games played on the schedule as well through the first 3-4 weeks. That finally evened itself out a little bit, but 3 games separate these teams in the standings. If this score holds up tonight, the Royals will come to within 2 of Barrie. Fly ball, shallow left center, and Ejo calls for it and takes it for the out. So the Royals strand a runner in the top of the 8th inning and are unable to add to their 5-0 lead. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Barrie coming to bat. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV Barrie.
For the Royals.
From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on ESSA Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room, and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats!
Domino's, mix and match any 2 or more pizzas and sides for just $8.99 each. Like when pizza night's more like pizza and lava cakes night, or pasta and stuffed cheesy bread night, or we're gonna need a bigger table night. Mix and match Canada's favorite pizza and more at Domino's.
Welcome back to the ballpark. This 8th inning is once again brought to you by Zenitech, proud sponsors of tonight's Pack the Park night. And even with the score the way it is, 5-0 Guelph in a late inning, still very good turnout this evening, and it's been raucous all night.
Ryan Rio at the plate, and he'll try to get things going for the Baycats, who have been struggling at the plate tonight. Just 2 hits so far in this ball game. Rio the DH tonight. He's seen a bit of action at first base in recent weeks. Pitching for the Royals is Yomar Concepcion.
Wearing the number of Nelson Mercado, but it is Yomar Concepcion.
Yeah, we had no number for Yomar on the official lineup card handed to us by manager Dino Ramel, so we had to get some clarification on that. Yomar is wearing 35.
And when I asked Dino Ramel earlier in the game, he said the plan was to have Concepcion come in for Yuki Narita, but definitely probably later than he would have expected with how well Narita pitched. Just gave up 2 hits over 6 innings in what was originally planned as a bullpen day heading into the All-Star break.
Outstanding performance by Narita in his first start of the season. And a 5-run cushion now for Concepcion here in relief. Here's the pitch. It's inside. Rio stays alive. The count is 3-2. Narita in line for what would be his 3rd win of the season. Still doesn't have a loss. Sparkling ERA of 2.53. Getting even better after tonight. That one into the Royal bullpen.
Rio really got a lot on that one, but just a hair late on it, just kept slicing down towards the bullpen. He is a guy that does take pride in the way he hits opposite field.
Just has that effortless swing. Just swings right through the center of the baseball when he connects. Let's see if he can do that here. 3-2 on the way. Concepcion's pitch, and it's a fly ball to left field, and it's going to drop. Third base hit of the night for the Baycats. Ryan Rio is aboard in the 8th.
Same kind of swing on the same kind of pitch there for Rio. Just got enough of it to bloop it out to left field, and falling right in front of Ethan Hammond, Rio leads it off for the base hit.
Well, a long way to go for this Baycat attack here tonight, but Ryan Rio trying to get it started here in the bottom of the 8th, and that's got to feel good for him. That one off I think that caught the top of the helmet of Malik Williams, goes all the way to the backstop.
And no reaction from him. Not sure if it actually got a piece of him.
Well, maybe it didn't. Rio standing at second base. I guess it didn't. I could only go by what I heard, and I thought maybe it glanced off his helmet, but nearly lost his helmet trying to get out of the way of it. So Williams is back in. Seen some really wild throws tonight, despite great pitching. That one just got right away from Concepcion.
This could be a good opportunity for Williams to get back on track. Really struggled at the plate lately, especially with the injuries he's dealing with, but even tougher here in the righty matchup.
Back to the mound, checks the runner, takes the sure out at first. Williams retired, one away. Royal bullpen about to get busy.
The second baseman, number 26, Adam Odd.
Adam Odd comes to the plate.
And James Anderson has taken the on-deck circle. Looks like he'll be possibly pinch hitting for Ricky Phillips should a spot come up in the order. Looks like it probably will with one out here.
James Anderson has not played a lot this year, certainly not as much as previous years for the Baycats. First pitch, high and outside to Adam Odd. Anderson's played just 6 games for the Baycats.
I'll tell you what, talking to him before the game, he was really excited to be able to be available off the bench today. Hasn't been able to be available for many of the games, but happy to be a part of the team this evening.
Odd swings and misses. He continues to struggle, hitting just 194. Had a couple of good games a couple of weeks ago. Looked like he was starting to get things back together again. Swing and a miss.
Well, it's his first game back since that, I don't know if you want to call it a freak accident in Welland, but he was pretty shooken up. A couple of cuts. He had to get 2 stitches on his arm, 2 stitches on his neck. And in that moment, he said, he was ready to go back in the game, but they took him out.
Scary situation for sure. Running throw, and it's dropped by the first baseman, Josh Garton. Great effort by Garrett Takamatsu to make that running throw. Not sure if it would have beat Odd or not. Either way, Rio had to stay at second base. Odd is aboard.
Well, that's going to be an error on Garton at first base. That's his 6th of the season. First error of the game for the Royals.
And the Royals will use their first mound visit of the night. As they'll talk it over with Yomar Concepcion. He will remain in to face pinch hitter James Anderson.
I believe Brandon Deans is throwing in the Royals bullpen, the righty over there. Another pitcher that Dino Ramel mentioned to me earlier that was in the plans for this evening, making an appearance.
Well, a combined shutout so far for Narita and Concepcion. He will try to hold the line here. 2 on for the Baycats. Still just 1 out of the inning. James Anderson. 200 average coming into the game today. Runners lead. First pitch strike.
very limited sample size for James Anderson through 6 games coming in today, 2 for 10.
Middle infield, double play depth. Brando LaRue at short, Blake Simpson at second. Rio the runner. Here's the pitch. It's outside. 5 errors in this game. 4 for the Baycats, 1 for the Royals. It's been an uncharacteristically sloppy night for Barrie defensively. A couple of errors by Brad McQuinn in left field. The Royals comfortably on top here, 5-0.
Well, the 4 errors tonight are going to move Barrie just 3 back of Toronto for the league lead in errors with 45, Toronto with 48.
Well, they were by far and away the league leader in errors several weeks ago. Maple Leafs, a veteran ball club, yeah, you have to think at some point it's going to be just a matter of time before they are able to get back to the level that they are used to.
Yeah, it really seems like the offense has been there, but it's been the bullpen and the defense for them that have been their detriment.
Outside, and the count is now 3-2. Yeah, hard to explain why the Maple Leafs have struggled so much this season, and the Baycats with that streak against them dating back to the 2022 playoffs. Really remarkable. 11-0 now, I guess it is.
Yeah, I believe so.
With the win last night at Christie Pitts. 3-2 pitch coming up. Swing and a miss. Anderson down swinging. 2 outs.
Talking about Toronto, and their bullpen is mostly to blame for this, I would say. They're second last in the IBL in team ERA, 6.34.
If that continues, they're going to miss the playoffs. Brantford much improved this year. Chatham-Kent is definitely not looking like an expansion team. Some fans might have assumed that they would struggle to get out of the basement this year. That has not been the case. They've been very competitive. Kitchener has improved lately, so.
Well, Kitchener is the only team below Toronto in ERA, 6.87, but their offense has really been carrying them with guys like Nick Parsons, Raul Gonzalez, who got his 100th career IBL hit this evening.
No balls, 1 strike. Concepcion deals. That's a called strike. 0-2. Well, the team will miss the playoffs for the first time since 2012. And I know you're wondering, who was that last team to miss the playoffs? You can use this to impress your friends at the pub after a game some night. It was not the Ottawa Fat Cats, who left the league the following year. It was the Hamilton Cardinals, 2012. The record of 6-30. The appeal to third, he did not go. So the at-bat will continue for Brad McQuinn.
Good hold up there for McQuinn. Really trying to have an eye out there, struggling on both sides of the ball this evening.
1 swing could get these fans to forget those 2 errors pretty quickly. If he can connect. 2 on, 2 out. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Great pitching by Yomar Concepcion as the Baycats strand 2, and it's still a 5-0 lead for the Royals. We go to the top of the 9th. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV Barrie.
The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room, and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats! From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May. Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
We go to the ninth. It's Pack the Park night presented by Zenitech, and the fans saw a really great ball game through 6 before the Royals exploded for 5 in the top of the 7th, and that is where we sit. As Guelph will try to add to that lead here. Top of the order coming up for the Royals: Williams, Simpson, and Leader.
Ryan Lacasse got the Baycats out of that 7th inning, and he's continuing his outing into the 9th.
Well, for what it's worth, I was at Comerica Park in Detroit on Saturday afternoon, and I saw the Detroit Tigers overcome a 5-run deficit in the 9th inning, force extra innings, and win the ball game.
Well, there you go.
I don't know if that means anything. Yeah, I mean, it just tells you anything's possible, right?
Exactly.
If you're a Baycat fan, you're looking for some hope. I can tell you I've seen it happen. Still a nice contingent of fans here despite this 5-0 lead. Enjoying free baseball. Every single fan at the park got in for free here tonight. 3-1 the count.
James Anderson took over for Ricky Phillips, and he keeps his spot in the order, is playing right field.
Castiles inside. Ball 4, a leadoff walk. Williams is aboard. Third time tonight that Williams has been on. Still looking for a hit, but 2 walks and hit by a pitch. Here's the man who did all the damage in the 7th inning with a 3-run double. Royals loaded the bases on Adam Kahn, and Blake Simpson made him pay. Stanley, LaRue, and Williams all scoring on the turning point of this game. 3 RBI double by Simpson in the 7th.
Very often you can look at one play that just redirects the course of a game, and you could tell right there on that double. The story turned into the incredible pitching of both Narita and Rosado to that 7th inning.
On the ground, second baseman Adam Odd, easy throw in time. Runner advances.
Right fielder number 11.
Simpson retired 4-3. Here's Andy Leader, the former Kitchener Panther.
So I mentioned James Anderson in the game now for Ricky Phillips. Unfortunately for Phillips, he only had 2 plate appearances tonight with a walk, but his 10-game hit streak is going to come to an end.
Down the line and foul. It'll be interesting to see if the Royals decide to go back to Concepcion to finish this one off in the 9th, or if they'll have Deans come in. Looks like Deans might be that right-hander throwing that you mentioned.
Yeah, he is. And he's throwing more aggressively now off the mound in the bullpen. Earlier it was just a bit of light tossing.
0-2 pitch. Over the screen.
That was the closest I've come to getting one.
Pretty close. I think that's the third one that kind of went your direction.
Yeah, there's Brandon Deans over there warming in the bullpen for Guelph.
So I haven't caught a ball from this spot yet, but I did pick one up that bounced and it landed here and I was able to grab it.
Interesting.
But haven't had a clean catch. I mean, it would have to come in at just the right angle. A high pop-up, this will be playable. Lacasse needs to get out of the way, and that's just going to drop. Running in at the last minute was Nolan Macabrota, but I think he seemed to think that maybe Lacasse was going to try to make that catch. Pitcher's job in that situation is to get out of the way and direct traffic, and that's not what Lacasse did.
Well, definitely some miscommunication there, and if I were Lacasse, I would have just taken it myself. That pop-up was going to land right over the mound as it did, and it was the furthest any infielder could have made a play on it. Adam Ott ended up being the closest to catching that ball, but even he had to come pretty far playing deep at second base. If I were Lacasse, I would have made the play myself.
And this one to right field, and James Anderson makes the catch. Runners go back, 2 out. So 4 Barrie errors tonight. There should be 5 on that last one, right? I mean, you think an error would be charged on that?
No, it didn't. It would have landed with no, I wouldn't say an error on that play. I think it was an infield hit.
All right, so on the pop-up.
Haven't seen another error go on the board.
Nope. All right, so that's a hit. And a pop-up, and that one is going to be out of play.
Okay, now that one was the closest to me.
Franklin Torres is 0 for 4 tonight.
I'm telling you, Ben, we're due for a foul ball this year.
Right field line, Macabrota over for it, can't make the catch. Good effort to get there. Couldn't come up with a grab, and the at-bat will continue. It's 0-2 to Franklin Torres.
He had a long way to go for that ball, and with him being a right-handed glove there, throws lefty, but he had to kind of backhand that ball and making his way over, kind of to his left. Didn't have the best angle on it, but a great effort nonetheless.
Williams is second, leader at first, 2 down. 0-2 pitch on the way, and it's inside. Count 1-2. Very sloppy night defensively for this Baycats squad. A lot of missed plays out there. Here's the pitch, and it's a shallow fly ball. Should be a routine catch for James Anderson. It is. So the Royals strand 2 in the top of the 9th. Baycats with some work to do. They trail by 5. So we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on ESSA Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield. BarrieToday.com. Local news, weather, Baycat scores, and more. BarrieToday.com. Your community, your news.
That's wild. I don't know if they can do that. Last chance for the Barrie Baycats, down 5-0 to the Guelph Royals. This 9th inning, again, brought to you by Zenitech, proud sponsor of this Pack the Park night at Vintage Throne Stadium.
All right, I'm going to imagine I'm at Comerica Park. It's in Detroit on a Saturday afternoon. Home team down by 5, bottom of the 9th inning. Let's see if history repeats itself here.
Well, the
Tigers won that game in 10 innings, so.
Well, best chance for the Baycats, top of the order.
Kenise Ejo, Brandon Hernandez, and Hayden Jaco. Pitches inside, Ejo head 2-0.
And that pitch is from Brandon Deans, making his 10th appearance of the season, 9th in relief, comes in with a inflated 7.94 ERA. And a big reason to that, a lot of walks on the season. Walks per 9, 8.7, and adding to that, a whip over 2.
2-1. And it's 3 balls and a strike. Not that it matters, but it was of interest to us. The Guelph Royals had 2 players in this game at the same time wearing number 35. As Ejo draws a walk. So that's a good start for the Baycats. So Blake Simpson has been wearing 35 all night at second base. And the second pitcher to come into this game for the Royals tonight was Yomar Concepcion, who was wearing 35 as well. Now, we thought it was Nelson Mercado originally. That was an error on our lineup sheet. But Concepcion was wearing 35. At the same time, Simpson was wearing 35.
Yeah, Simpson's regular number 95.
Nobody caught it. I guess maybe they caught it and it didn't matter, but it's just not something you see. 2 players wearing the same number in the same game.
Definitely a curiosity for us.
I mean, in some instances, you might expect the umpire to address that and correct it somehow.
Yeah, usually, right?
Somebody take their jersey off and give it to the reliever. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner on for the Baycats, trailing by 5. Bottom of the 9th inning. Hernandez has yet to reach base. Ejo with a big lead. Swing and a miss.
Well, in case Deans can't get out of the inning for whatever reason, it's Hector Yon backing him up. He's already warming in the bullpen.
Tough night for Brandon Hernandez. 3 strikeouts, 0 for 4. And here comes IBL All-Star Hayden Jaco. He will be the starting catcher for the North team. And the starting pitcher will be his teammate Cesar Rosado, who threw a spectacular 6-inning gem tonight. 6 shutout innings, no hits before leaving the ball game. And it was then that the Royals exploded for 5 runs off the Baycat bullpen tonight.
He retired the last 7 that he faced and racked up 9 strikeouts this evening.
It was a performance for the ages. Grounder to short, or to second, the relay to short, and over to first in time for the double play. And just like that, this game is over. The Baycats shut out on their home field here tonight at Vintage Throne Stadium. A 5-run 7th inning for the Royals. All that they needed to defeat the Baycats here tonight in Barrie.
Yeah, tough end to a 4-game win streak for the Baycats. First time they've been shut out this season. And for Guelph, that's huge for them. That's back-to-back wins. Good to get them back on track because they were real tight with the Baycats after their last win against Barrie a couple weekends ago. That kept Guelph in 2nd in the IBL. Now them sitting in 4th. That's going to be putting them 5 games back at the Jackfish.
Enjoy the All-Star game on Saturday evening, everybody. We will be back here on Sunday afternoon when the Welland Jackfish come here to take on the Barrie Baycats, a rematch of last year's IBL finals. We hope to see you out here at the ballpark. If not, we'll have the call for you here on Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie. For Brian Backland, Sam McCoy, Julius Hern, and our entire Baycats TV crew, I'm Ben Davy. Good night from Vintage Throne Stadium in Springwater.